Okay, once again, I would certainly like to welcome everybody. This is quite an honor for Rio Mesa High School to be able to host this. And also, we're here just representing Oxnard Union High School District and all of the efforts that they've put into hosting an event like this. And while at the same time we're hosting this, we're providing education for 2,000 students here on campus. And so while you're here, there's kids out there on campus learning. And it's just really nice that we're able to do that. We also had several of our students who were here as volunteers. We have a few of them here. I'd certainly like to give them a hand for everything that they've done to help get things going this morning. Now, hopefully you were able to see Road Trip Nation, the very green hats, and they've got a RV out in the middle of our quad. We're not used to seeing an RV parked in the middle of the quad. It's very nice that they were able to get out there and do that. And they're a great program. It's through PBS. And it is exactly why we have to have an Alliance for Linked Learning. It is a reality show which is talking about the fact that kids get out of college and they don't know what to do. And so for a career, they haven't had experience in careers. So some people say, well, I want to do this. Well, what they do is they take you to that, whatever that career might be, and let you experience it for a little while. And some people say, you know, I was absolutely right. This is the career that I want. And other people say, this is not for me. I need to do something else. Let's look at what other direction we can go in. This is going to provide us an opportunity with the Alliance for Linked Learning to let our students know what is available out in the community, what types of jobs are out there, what kind of businesses are out there, and not be limited by only their experiences, but their experience at school is going to certainly broaden their horizons and the things that they're going to be able to do. We also have drag with us today, which is drag racing against gangs and graffiti. If you happen to see those cars that were sitting out in front of the gym over there, one of them was driving down our sidewalk, and it has a top speed of over 200 miles an hour. And we don't do that on campus. We certainly do not ask our students to do that. But our students who are involved in our auto tech programs in the district are able to do that as an after-school program and learn a lot about automobiles and high-tech automobiles. And I saw a magazine the other day that said muscle cars are back, and that's a couple of examples of what's going on with that. We also have the hazmat team. Now, the hazmat team didn't get here till late, and I know that you're probably aware of everything that was going on near Santa Paula that the hazmat team has been dealing with recently, but their truck is out front, and hopefully you'll have an opportunity to stop by and see what they're doing if they don't get called away, but hopefully they'll be able to be here for the rest of this time. It is certainly a pleasure to have this here, and it's also a pleasure for me to be able to introduce our first speaker today, and that is Dr. Kay Falconer Boger, and she said be brief, and so I'm just going to say that she is the chair of the Ventura County Civic Alliance, and we're certainly excited to have her here today, and she will go ahead and start off our program today. Thank you so much for being here.
Excellent. I'm so happy to see you all. It may be raining outside, but it's sure exciting inside. And look at all of you people here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. The support for these educational programs is so important. And when you're out there talking to these students, they could tell how excited you were. I was excited, weren't you? I mean, how about those academies out there? All those students. I mean, it was... As a lifelong educator, I have to tell you that seeing students involved in career technical educational programs just makes my heart sing. So I am thrilled to be here, and I am thrilled that all of you here as we kick off our Alliance for Linked Learning. I'm going to give you just kind of a brief overview of what's happening today. You've already had an exciting opportunity to see our students, to see the academies, to talk to them, to see their enthusiasm. Each table, when I stopped, I said, so do you like this program? Yes. Okay, that's great. And then we're going to have an opportunity for you to have some excellent tours later to see the culinary and manufacturing academies in action. The Alliance for Linked Learning is a collaborative effort of business and education to deliver career pathway information to high school students at 7 campuses in the Oxnard Union High School District. We are thrilled to have with us today a number of people who are going to help give you information about the linked learning model from a variety of perspectives. California State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tom Torlakson, will give us his vision for linked learning and the statewide perspective. Alex Takavian will give us information on the perspective as it relates to the Linked Learning Alliance. Mike Henson, Regional Director of the National Academy Foundation, will talk to us about how the NAF provides great resources and connections to our district. And Dr. Gabe Samakian, Superintendent of Oxnard Union High School District, will share with us what is happening with Oxnard Union High School District, the plans for the future, and importantly, how you can connect and help make this a huge success. So we're very excited. We're also going to hear from local business and education partners who already are part of the support network. They've been working with us on the linked learning model here at Oxnard Union High School District, including Oxnard College from the Ventura County Community College District, Dignity Health, St. John's, Alcoa, SunPower, Oxnard Police and Fire Departments, the Gene Haas Foundation, and Haas Automation. Briefly, I'll tell you about the Ventura County Civic Alliance. We are thrilled to be partnering with the Oxnard Union High School District and acting as the intermediary for them. The Ventura County Civic Alliance is a county-wide organization. We focus on initiatives that relate to quality of life issues in Ventura County. We look at them through three various lenses. One is the economy, one is social equity, and one is the environment. We're very active throughout the county. Many of you are familiar with us from our State of the Region report. Some of you, probably most of you, have been to our conferences for workforce education, where we focus on issues that relate to educators and employers throughout Ventura County. So we're thrilled to be part of this initiative, which allows us to help connect the school district, employees, faculty, students, with community, employers, organizations, community groups. And I think we have a slide up there. This is us. I love this. These are all the things we do. And I could take the next half hour and talk to you about each one of these little Wordle things, but I'm not going to do that because we have more important things to do. But our next slide, will show you the visual about how we're working as an intermediary. It shows, it shows on the one hand what's going on with the school district, on the other hand what's going on with the Civic Alliance. And you'll see the school district is primarily concerned with the internal operations, the academic programs, the articulation, the student development, faculty development, and the Civic Alliance, on the other hand, is concerned with outreach to employer groups, community organizations, economic development organizations, workforce investment board, and trying to help put in the ties, connect the dots, and bring everything together. We have an excellent team that we put together to help make this happen. In addition to Bill and Dr. Samakian, we have Jim Rose, Director of Career Pathways for the Oxnard Union High School District, and Mary Ann Rooney, who is truly a force of nature that put all of this together, Project Director for the Ventura County Civic Alliance. I have to tell you that I am proud and thrilled to be part of this initiative. I think this means good things for our students, it means good things for our employers, and I appreciate all of you being here. And I'm going to bring another good person up, David Marin, our Vice Chair, who's going to introduce our electeds. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Kay. And quite inspiring to listen to those students talking at the academies. I'm still overwhelmed. I'd like to introduce Tom Torlakson in a little bit, but before I do that, I want to recognize some of our special guests here today. And first, I think what I'd like to do is mention the members of the Oxnard Union High School District, the Board of Trustees. Without them, none of this is possible. And I'll ask you to just hold your applause, please. So members of the board are Socorro Lopez Hanson, Dr. Gary Davis, Dr. Steve Hall, Wayne Edmonds, and John Alamillo. Most of them were here this morning. A couple of them had to leave, but let's give them a round of applause for what they've done. And while we thank two of them for their years of service, John Alamillo and Socorro Lopez Hanson, we have two new trustees who will be joining the board shortly, and that's B. Herrera and also Karen Scher. Other electeds with us today, we have the representatives from Congresswoman Julia Brownley's office, Karina Armenta and Sandra Delgado over there. We have from, okay, hold your applause. And if you hold your applause, we'll rip through this pretty quickly. From Senator Fran Pavley's office, who has got a strong interest in career pathways, Marie Lakin, and Senator Hannah Beth Jackson, who was also very instrumental in helping us to put this on. They're all tied up in Sacramento yesterday and today, getting sworn in with the new legislative session. So that's why none of our local legislators are able to be here. But from Hannah Beth Jackson's office, we have Stanley Zankoff. And from Doss Williams' office, we have Amisha DeYoung Dominguez. We also have our many trustees from the local Ventura County Community College District. They're partners with us in the idea of seeing that this Career Pathways grants do the most good for the most students throughout our county. And I'd like to introduce Steve Blum, Art Hernandez, Bernardo Perez, who are all here today. And we also thank the others who could not be here, Larry Kennedy and Diane McKay. From the County Office of Education, we have County Superintendent Stan Mantooth and Board Member Mark Lizagor, who actually never gets recognized, so this is a special thing for me to recognize Mark today. We're pleased to have the Mayor of Oxnard, Tim Flynn. I saw him a moment ago over on that wall, but he's around here somewhere, Mayor Tim Flynn, and also Carmen Ramirez from the Oxnard City Council. And we're also pleased to have one of the student trustees from the Oxnard Union High School District. Sierra Cavan is here. And from the Oxnard School District, Deborah Cordez, Vianney Lopez from the Wainimi School District, and our very own Marianne Rooney, who is president of the Oxnard Harbor trustees, or the board. Now, it gives me pleasure to introduce Tom Torlakson. The first time I met Tom Torlakson was actually about 12 years ago. I was hosting a fundraiser for Jack O'Connell up in the Bay Area at my brother's home. Tom tagged along with Jack that day, and I know all of you are familiar with Jack O'Connell, but Tom came along. He was a state senator at the time, and I got a chance to meet him. And listening to him speak to people there, I was impressed because so often we meet an elected official, especially in Sacramento, they're just angling for that next higher rung on the ladder. But Tom struck me as someone who was really only focused on the ambition of being able to do more for students, whatever he could to help the most students. That was his ambition. And although he can't possibly remember that day in the Alhambra Valley, it was evident back then that his internal compass was set for student success. We're delighted to have him here today. He originally started as a high school science teacher before his career in politics and his eventual election to the State Superintendent of Public Instruction. He was recently reelected in November. As superintendent, he's been a champion of career pathways to align high school education with careers in the modern workforce and ensure that students have the right skills to succeed in college, careers, and life. Please join me in welcoming State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tom Torlakson.
Thank you, David, and good morning. Isn't this a great day? It's fantastic. It's great to be back. I had the pleasure in April 2013 of visiting Oxford Union High School, and Gabe gave me the idea of the vision and the teamwork that was going to couple with determination to bring today about, to grow programs over the last 7 years since you got started with the Partnership Academy. So this is a thrill to be here. All this positive energy, talking to the students, talking to the teachers. It's fabulous. First, I do want to thank you, Bill. Where's our principal here? For your academy, that the Weather, Climate, Rainmakers Academy here at Rio Mesa did a great job.
We needed the rain.
We needed the rain. And so I did get up this morning. Gabe warned me, he said, this crowd is going to be positive, so enthusiastic. You got to really get pumped up for it. So I went for a run in the rain to get my endorphins going, and then I've had 4 cups of coffee. So I think I'm ready for you. But, you know, I couldn't match the positive energy that's in this room and is in the team that you've built. And so it was a pleasure. We worked hard together, and pioneers here in Ventura County, pioneers here in Oxnard, like Gabe, said, let's lead in a new direction. Let's transform education. And I saw that when I came down in 2013, and it gave me ammunition to talk to the legislature and talk to the governor about the need to provide funding, to cement the teamwork, to bring people together, to do the planning, to do the professional development, to buy the equipment. We need more technology in our schools, right? We have an initiative called No Child Left Offline, and we're angling to get another $1.5 billion this year. Would you like that, Stan? $1.5 billion statewide for more help in implementing the Common Core, and getting the technology, and maybe most importantly, helping our teachers learn, have the professional development so they can use it. But it's a thrill, again, to be here and just talking to students. Kay, you mentioned how the students are so enthused and articulate and jazzed about what they're doing. They still use the word cool. I heard that at many tables. What I'm doing is very cool. I heard that at the Business and Finance Academy. Janelle Perez and Gloria Diaz said what they were doing was cool and opened up new opportunities. One of them said, I want to start my own business and be my own boss. So are Gloria or Janelle still here by any chance? Well, there they are. Stand up. Thank you for your positive outlook. And Christy gave a great presentation of the Health Sciences Academy and what you're doing. Is Christy here? Again, very articulate. There's Christy. She and the whole team. Would the whole team from your academy stand up? There's a few others of you there, and you all did a great job. So 7 years into growing and going, and one of the most fantastic things about these partnerships is it's unleashing new energy and creativity and innovation, which is what our economy is all about. It's what we want our students to be engaged in. I was also, besides a science teacher, 25 years a high school track and cross country coach. I noticed in the gym some great teams came out of this region and this school, and just commend all those efforts. But what is team? How do you spell team, and what does it stand for? TEAM. Together, everyone accomplishes more. And that's what you're doing here. You're a leading exemplary model of what's right in education in California, what's the direction we're heading that's so positive. And it resonates with the business community because you've brought them in as partners. It resonates with moms and dads because they want their sons and daughters to graduate with skills to fit into the world and to have good jobs, link them to the good jobs of this region in the future. And it's great teamwork because this is good for California's economy. It's good for the students. It's inherently the right thing to do, but it's so important for the future of the regional economy here and the state economy, having our students graduating with these skills and the variety of skills here. 22 different career pathways, 10 underway, 12 more coming, 7 high schools, just a fabulous look at what's ahead for the future. And so we know also that it avoids costs, and it's part of our argument to the legislature and the governor to invest more. It avoids costs because instead of students getting despaired, bored, not tuned in, dropping out, and the costs that go with that, we have positive outcomes. The career academies in California have a graduation rate that's between 90 and 100%. I visited one high school academy a couple of weeks ago where they had 100% graduation rate and 100% college going rate. But the average in the state is about 80%, which is an all-time high. But isn't it great to aim for 100% and get there into the 90s? And so that's the foundation of the arguments we use to go to the legislature and get $250 million. On top of the Alliance for Linked Learning and the grants that were put out there, the pioneering work that you've done here in Oxnard and Ventura County, we had an additional $250 million, which the $6 million grant to this alliance came from that pot of money. And around the state, we're seeing this kind of creative energy unleashed, but true pioneers. Gabe is a great pioneer, visionary leader, and one who fights with determination to get to the goal. And so I saw that a year ago. You started here on this path 7 years ago, and I just want to say congratulations to all of you, and we need to work together to, again, get the word out and then work together with your great legislative representatives. They've been champions, Doss Williams, Hannabeth, just great leaders here in the legislature, but they need support. They need to hear from you. And as we go into the budget, we want to prioritize career pathways. And again, I'm aiming for another $1.5 billion in helping the Common Core get implemented, and with that, more of these career pathways. So with that, again, these 21st century skills, we know it's not, much less about memorization and bubble testing. It's a lot more about creative thinking, hands-on, teamwork, good communication skills. And again, you're a role model for the state of California. I commend you. I look forward to coming back. The legislature did say in the first round, this being one of the key grants in the first round of the 250 that we put out, the 250 million, they liked it so much they put another 250 million in the budget. So we're going back through another round of grant applications to expand just what you're doing here around the state of California. Thank you for your teamwork. Thank you very much.
Superintendent, before you leave, we have a gift for you that was made on our CNC machines from Haas Automation. So I'd like to invite Bill Trude and some of the Merit Academy students up here.
All right. Good to see you again.
Bill?
Okay, these are some of the students in our engineering academy, and Ruben here spent 4 days with me over the Thanksgiving holidays in order to get this ready. And what did you say you wanted to do when you graduate?
Wanted to go to Ventura College, study more, hopefully go to USC, or just plain stay out here and further my education and further everything that I see, just great things out of this program.
Excellent. What area would you like to pursue?
Manufacturing.
Great. Right there, Bill.
That's it.
A teacher who's inspiring them. Hey, and a great student.
What
do we have?
Take this as a token of our
Oh, wow.
appreciation for your support and
That
all
is
the time
awesome.
you've helped us.
Very cool. Thank you very much. Thank you. Got a great team here, Bill.
We do.
Thanks.
Alrighty, now we're going to hear about an overview of linked learning from a state level and then drill down to the local level here. So I'd like to introduce Alex Takavian, Senior Program Director of the Linked Learning Alliance. This alliance is a statewide coalition of education, industry, and community organizations dedicated to improving California's high schools and preparing students for success in college, career, and life. Please join me in welcoming Alex.
Well, good morning. To the adults in this room, what was your first experience in the workplace? Maybe it was with a family business. Maybe it was connected to an internship. Perhaps it was seasonal work that you were doing. Maybe it was drag racing, right, Bill? I want you to think about that, and then think about how were you prepared for success in that first experience? How were you trained? Was it connected to your course of study? Did it align with your career plans? Who took you under their wing? Who mentored you through that process so that you are where you're at today in this room? The linked learning approach is about preparing students for college and career and life, the full spectrum. Linked learning is also about creating a locally grown workforce, a talent pipeline necessary to support the business community. So I'm here in the next few minutes just to tell you about a couple of things. One, what is linked learning? I'm going to walk you through that. And then secondly, how can you get involved, specifically here in Oxnard and in the greater region? The linked learning approach involves 4 key pillars. The first of which is rigorous academics. So students who go through a linked learning pathway experience, as we have here, complete all of the college preparatory coursework necessary for admission into our public universities, UC and CSU, so that they are prepared to hit the ground running and not need remediation to slow them down. That would slow them down otherwise. It takes those rigorous academics and synthesizes it with modern, high-quality career technical education. So like we just saw here with our students in a manufacturing pathway, think of 15-plus industry clusters and pathways connected to them, and the requisite skills that you would need to be marketable, be effective, and contribute in the workplace. So the blending of those two, rigorous academics and high-quality career technical education, is a major part of the linked learning experience. Thirdly, students receive a sequence of work-based learning. So what do I mean by that? Those are the experiences that students have in the world of work. In a freshman year, it might be something as simple as job shadowing or maybe a worksite tour. Walk that all the way through the high school experience, and in your senior year, you might have a culminating capstone paid internship during the summer, all that ties back to your course of study. So what you were learning in the classroom comes to life in the work environment. Lastly, the 4th pillar is the personalized supports that are necessary for students to progress and transition from high school to post-secondary or into the world of work. It might be transportation, getting to and from school or to and from a job site. It might be career counseling, helping a student to navigate those choices and so on. So those are the 4 key pillars that we see prevalent here in Oxnard and elsewhere through the support of the Career Pathways Trust, and we're delighted that Oxnard has made it a priority to go wall-to-wall linked learning over the course of the coming years. Part of what Superintendent Torlakson suggested is that because of the promising outcomes of the linked learning approach, the state is choosing to invest $500 million statewide to see this movement institutionalized, and specifically here with $6 million with the grant that was awarded locally. The results, again, were as was mentioned earlier, credits that are earned, attendance, college readiness, and even some of those skills that are necessary for students to feel confident and be successful in the workplace: teamwork, collaboration, emotional intelligence. Students who go through a linked learning pathway all are acquiring those types of skills, and the outcomes compared to peer groups and traditional programs are outpacing them. So that's part of the background of why you're seeing this investment materialize to take what we're talking about here to scale statewide. So how can you get involved? There's 2 opportunities I see before you today. One is to carry on the conversation with the Civic Alliance and the leadership that Marianne is providing. That organization is going to be your anchor hub. It's going to be the region's kitchen table that brings together school districts, community colleges, post-secondary systems, employers, and community-based organizations, all to become that glue, that connectivity for students to have the kind of experience that I described earlier. So I would encourage you to be thinking about and start to create a list for yourself of how might I get involved. And specifically, if you are an employer, think about what would be that staircase for my engagement. If you're not already hosting students as interns, as an example, if you're not already job shadowing, think about what would be an appropriate entry point for you to get involved, to work with students directly, to give them that kind of experience, again, that's connecting what they're doing in the classroom to what they hope to be doing in their careers. Secondly, our organization has designed a digital platform called Launchpath. I have a slide to give you just a quick glimpse of what I'm talking about. Launchpath is essentially it's the easy button for employers to become connected to this type of work. It's a digital marketplace for students, employers, and schools to optimize the connection between the student's course of study and the types of internships or the types of work-based learning that employers are offering to host. Launchpath saves time for the employers by truncating the candidacy process. It reduces risk by providing you with an organization to serve as the employer of record, and it also captures the type of data that are important to measure and follow based upon the investments being made here. So we have a digital badging architecture that captures the evidence of learning that's happening in the workplace, and that can serve as your regional dashboard for the outcomes that you are driving. So those are the 2 opportunities that you have, and they are interconnected. What's happening with the Civic Alliance and conversations that you can have after today. And then stay tuned, Launchpath is going to be piloted here in this region in 2015. So stay tuned. Concluding, congratulations again for the Career Pathways Trust Award. Very exciting to see what's happening in Oxnard and in this region. So Gabe, thank you for your leadership. Thanks for having me. Take care.
All right, thank you, Alex. Sorry. So next I'd like to introduce Mike Henson, who is the Regional Director for the National Academy Foundation. And he's going to talk about the importance of the NAF and the current leaders in the business community who have already committed to this program and are offering innovation assistance to our students. So please help me in welcoming Mike Henson. Thanks.
On behalf of the National Academy Foundation and our president, J.D. Hoy, it's a great pleasure that I have a few minutes to bring a short introduction to the National Academy Foundation. We have been involved with Oxnard for just over a year and a half, and we have we are a national organization with our main office in New York City, but we have a regional staff of which we have a 7-member team, and I'd like to introduce several members of the team that are here today. First, our California director, Akili Moses Israel. She's right here. Azam Iralian, who is our Academy Development Manager that's been working with the academies on the ground here in Oxnard for the last year and a half. And also our National Work-Based Learning Director, Rich Tulakangas. Came out here from Burlington, back east someplace. Okay. Like I said, we've been involved with Oxnard since Gabe kind of grabbed us about, as Gabe can do, a couple of years ago and introduced himself to us. And then through the support of the James Irvine Foundation, who has funded much of NAF's work in California over the last few years, we were able to provide some subsidies to start up the first 6 academies a year ago, and then additionally provide some on-the-ground work in working with the Civic Alliance. And I'd like to introduce Deanna Hansen, who has been working as a NAF consultant all of last year with the Civic Alliance and setting up that organization. And then also some funding to start up some other academies. And so now, of the 22 pathways that are in Oxnard, 16 of them are part of the National Academy Foundation, utilizing the model that is directly aligned with linked learning. The Pathways Trust Grant has created a significant difference. Nationally, a year ago, at the end of the 2013 school year, because we don't have our current data, at the end of 2013, we had 565 academies nationally. We had 81 in California. As a result of the Pathways Trust Grant, we now have the 16 academies here in Oxnard, which, by the way, is the largest number in a single district in the state of California. So acknowledgments to Oxnard. But we also now have 147 NAF academies in the state of California, with a huge influx in the Butte and Glenn County Consortium and in the Tulare-Kings County Consortium, all funded by the Pathways Trust Grant. We are extremely fortunate that we have been working with this linked learning model and design since its very beginning, when it was multiple pathways. And it seems so long ago that it started, so I guess it's kind of like dog years. They're linked learning years. It only started in like 2007. And formally became linked learning in about 2008. It originally was multiple pathways. And our partner all along in this, and who led the charge, is one of our, what we feel, an extremely valuable partner in ConnectEd, the California Center for College and Career. And I'd like to introduce Rob Atterbury, who's representing ConnectEd here today. He's back there. He will be doing some work with the academies also. So what is NAF? NAF is a national organization that, like I said, under our previous group of data, of our 565 academies, we have a graduation rate of 96% of academy students, with, as you can see, the post-secondary inclinations for students to be at a high level. And the key component of NAF, right from its beginnings with our founder, Sandy Weil, in 1982, is connecting students to the world of work with real life experiences. The whole foundational piece of NAF is an internship, and hopefully a paid internship, so the student really sees the value of that structure. And so as we move forward in NAF, we are constantly improving. We are an organization made up of the Fortune 500, many of the Fortune 100 companies nationally. And we just released this summer at our annual conference the concept of NAF Track. The CEOs of Verizon and Hewlett-Packard got on stage in Washington, D.C., along with the other partners, as you see here on the right side. They have committed to our youth. They have committed to the future of our youth by saying, students who participate in a bona fide academy program with a sequence of courses that is vetted with industry, that is included of hands-on work-based learning experiences where students demonstrate what they know, and not through a bubble test, but through those demonstrating those competencies which prepare them for the world of work. and have a paid internship will receive a lifetime certified hiring preference at their organizations. And so I want you to envision the students of Oxnard Union High School District completing high school, completing these requirements, and I do need to say that they are not, it's like AP exams. They're available for all, but only those that really want to get after it will be able to attain these competencies. But those students that do will have in their hand when they graduate a certificate that they can take to Verizon, that they can take to AT&T, that they can take to HP. And those folks in those HR departments will say, you'll be guaranteed an interview. We will help you with your post-interview review. If we hire you, you could possibly be hired at a higher salary level than others. And your future has more doors open than students who are not engaged in a structure and a designed program which not only stresses high academics, it stresses competency in technical core, it stresses work-based learning skills on a continuum, not just one thing, not just a drop-in, but a sequence of activities that we can track, and therefore the students can demonstrate the competency. Now, what I want to urge this group as you look at bringing together the community businesses, and what we urge other folks is let's localize this same concept. As a community group, community business partners, post-secondary and the district, let's look at designing a graduate profile where we say this is what we want our graduates to be able to do and show us that they can achieve at this level. And if they do, let's offer them at a localized level these opportunities in our businesses so we keep our talent here and make our business and structures within the Oxnard Community District very viable and a positive learning experience for all. So with that, NAF is on board. We are here to help. We will be in for the long run, Gabe. So I thank you and congratulations to Oxnard.
Well, as you can see, we have a lot of exciting partners that we're working with already. And what I'd like to do now is introduce Dr. Gabe Samakian, the superintendent of Oxnard Union High School District, to share with us his local vision for the students of our district. Gabe?
She's got me on a timer. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending. What a great turnout, despite the rain, that you're all here supporting our district, supporting our students, supporting our community. And it seems like the previous speakers have kind of taken away my speech. They've covered everything, so I really don't know what to share with you. But we're going to focus on the vision of the Oxnard Union High School District. And I want to first thank Superintendent Tom Torlakson. He was here. Oh, there you go. You moved. Thank you. There you go. And so he was right. He was here on April 18th, 2013. We invited over 200 community members, a broad-based coalition, and we headed the Tower Club. And it was just really exciting to really capture the beginning stages of this journey. And so what I want to share with you today is what is this redesign of the high school experience of the 21st century all about? And many of those concepts have already been laid out before you. I also want to thank our Board of Trustees who passed a resolution in 2012 to identify linked learning as a major reform initiative that is designing and creating systemic change. I think that's a key word, the difference between linked learning. We're looking for systemic changes in our high school, and I appreciate their commitment and leadership. So thank you very much. I also want to thank our principals who really deserve much of the credit for really demonstrating their leadership, and leadership does matter, and for creating the master schedule, which is really, really a key part of this, having common planning periods and really focusing on linked learning. So at this time, I want our principals to please stand up and be recognized. Principals, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. And I also want to acknowledge the 22 academy coordinators who really believe in the linked learning vision, who have taken the leads at their site, so that they can really develop and create an environment where teachers can really build capacity and grow in this new model. So again, I want you to stand up, all the academy coordinators. Without you, we couldn't do this. So please stand up. They're in the back. I don't know why they're not in the front, but thank you very much. And what a great job they did this morning with the students and putting that together. I also want to thank and acknowledge our AXA president back there, Randy Delling, and executive director Wes Smith from the Association of California School Administrators, and all administrators, because leadership does matter, and they work very tirelessly with the superintendent, others legislators, to ensure that we get the funding that we need in terms of Common Core, technology, linked learning, and we do appreciate everything you've done. But we also need some more funding to implement the Common Core and technology to move our 21st century learning. So we're going to keep on after you guys. Don't rest. Just think you got elected doesn't mean it's done. The work is just beginning. So thank you again. And I also want to make comments to. I thought they were calling me. What did I do? Okay. Also, I want to recognize Superintendent Stan Matthews, who also has worked really hard with us in our community, providing tremendous professional development. And I would be remiss to not mention that Oxnard Union High School District was not the only district in the county for receiving the California Career Path Trust Grant. In collaboration with the Ventura County Office of Education and trustees of the Ventura College Community College District, the entire community of Ventura County received an additional $13.2 million. No one's mentioned that today. That's a total of $19.2 million, almost 9% of the $250 million. We have a great opportunity to work together in collaboration to really change the dynamic. So I really want to make sure that goes forward. And also, Cheryl Moore is here. Cheryl from the web. She's right over there. I don't know if you've been introduced yet, but again, they've been written into the RFP, into the grant. It's an economic development grant. So I wanted to make sure I recognized everyone that really participates, because this is not just the superintendent or the board. This is really everyone here coming together and really pinching in to make this work. So I want to really raise a couple of questions, and I'm not going to get into, what is linked learning. Alex did a nice job with that. Mike did a nice job, and I was actually in tears, man, when you're talking about our kids getting the opportunity to get a lifetime interview. I mean, what a great opportunity to be able to have a future path for our kids. But the question that we all need to ask ourselves, and I mean every single one in this room and beyond, is what does it mean to be educated in the 21st century? Think about that. Think about when all of us were ninth graders back then. Can't remember what year it was, but what was high school like back then? What was high school like for your experience? And what's it going to be like for our students today in terms of starting high school? We are living in a whole different world, folks. Everything is changing really incredibly fast. So that's really the question. And then the other thing I want to ask is, how are we going to redesign the high school experience for their future, not our past? We cannot continue to do what we've always done and expect to have different results. And that's why it's really important to work with everyone here in terms of moving the linked learning program forward. So this is kind of a unique Venn diagram that I kind of discovered, and it really speaks to why we're here. And it really focuses on the purpose of education. And I want you to look at it not through your eyes as an adult. I want you to look at it through the eyes of a student. And basically, that which you love. What do kids love to do? That which you are good at. Kids in high school are trying to figure out who they are. They're trying to find their niche. And that's their passion. What we must do as educators and community is find and help the kids find their passion. And that's really, really critical. That's what this is all about. And then which that you are be able to get paid for. So everyone needs to have a career. That becomes your profession, your career. And then that which the world needs, which becomes the vocation. And then when you tie that all together, it's the whole mission of being college, career, and life ready. So those are really, really important points to make. Next slide, please. And then, so we have a student who's ready to go out there and get a job, and they're interviewing, and the cartoon says, I see you did well in school, but what real-world skills do you have? And they're in front of a HR person. Tests, I can take a test. And I'm not here to put down accountability or assessments. They're very, very important. But it's not about just the one answer. It's not about the right answer. Because we're living in a world today where there isn't one right answer. Based upon the predicament, the circumstances, and what needs to happen, there could be multiple answers. And the answer may be that one today, but it may change tomorrow on the circumstances. So linked learning, and this is an important concept that's really unique. Linked learning is about deeper learning. It's not just about getting the right answer, but why is that answer appropriate for the circumstance and situation today? And that's what our academies are really designed to do. This is about a simplistic of a model that we can put together that really defines our purpose and our mission. And our mission is to prepare students for college, career, and life readiness skills. The whole framework of what we're trying to do is linked learning. And if our focus is to prepare students for the center, which says college and career and life readiness skills, that we have 3 areas we need to focus on. Well, the first one is transitioning to the Common Core state standards, which is the very top of the triangle. That is the what students need to know and be able to do. We're calling them state standards. We're dropping Common Core because we're focusing on the state standards. And as we move from the what they need to know to the how, which is 21st century learning, we need to start focusing on a blended learning model of education, online, face-to-face, and multiple ways. So we're really focusing on using blending learning. And one of the things I really need to say is that what is unique about the Oxnard Union High School District is we're not just focusing on the concept of linked learning, we're also focusing on 21st century learning and also the tools that our students need to be prepared for the kind of skill sets. So blended learning is a very important part of this. And when you move from the 21st century learning, which is the how the teaching and learning takes place, to the smarter balance assessment, which is all going to be done online, is the assessment online, students need to be fully engaged. They have to be they can't be passive learners anymore. And being fully engaged means project-based learning, challenge-based learning. There's a lot of ways that we need to move in that direction. And the final outcome is we want, as Tom and others said, we want entrepreneurs, we want inventors, we want creators, we want students who don't just show up to work and say, tell me what to do. I'll do it. Okay, that's not what employers are looking for. We're looking for people that don't just go out and get a college degree and find a job. We want to develop our next generation of workers and students who will go out and get a college degree and create a job and be entrepreneurs. That's a whole different mindset. That's a whole different way of doing business and getting kids ready. And then quickly, I think this has already been discussed, is all of our academies. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I do want to recognize, and we can go to the next slide, all of our partners from Alcoa Fastening Systems, SunPower, Dignity Health, Haas, the Oxnard, City of Oxnard, the PD, the fire. I know that one of the other areas that we've really expanded on in the last 3 years is using Naviance in terms of our college and career readiness. I think that's been a really important part of helping our kids plan their careers and their pathways. So we appreciate all the partners that we have because we can't do this on our own, and there's many, many more. Finally, I want to conclude with our new wall-to-wall academy that's being built right now, and that is going to open up in August 2015. We have 3 academies. One in the area of medical science, one in the area of engineering, one in the area of arts and digital entertainment. And the next slide, for those of you who doubt us, it's being built. This is actually a picture that was taken about 2 weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving, and we're really excited. It's right next to the Camarillo Library, and we just can't wait. I know the teachers who are involved in this cannot wait, who are helping organize it. So I really want to thank you all for being here. This is what we want to do. I can talk for another hour or two, but I know our time is limited. I just heard the bell ring, so we have to move over to our next segment. But at this time, I'd like to move to introduce Ashley Everson. There you are, okay. And a graduate of Pacifica High School in the Health Science Academy, and share the experiences of Pacifica High School and what you're doing now. So thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for having me to have this opportunity to come and talk to you a little bit about my experience and how the Health Science Academy was instrumental in getting me to where I am right now. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about my journey. I am the first generation of my family to go to college. Both my parents were military and never had the chance to go, well, they never had the opportunity to go to college and didn't know what to do in that situation because their families hadn't been to college prior to them. The Health Science Academy was great in introducing me to what I needed to learn to go to college. So as far as FAFSA, because I had no idea how I was going to be able to pay for college in the first place. And then also what I needed to learn as far as how to interview for colleges, how to apply for applications, all that process. The Health Science Academy was very instrumental in getting me into college. I'll talk to you a little bit about how I first got about into the Health Science Academy. So the Health Science Academy is very similar to my experience in college. I attended Cal State University Channel Islands, and at Pacifica High School, I started there as a freshman, and then in my freshman year, I took my regular general ed courses, and at that time, I was very interested in becoming a physician. So when the opportunity came that there was going to be a program where it's going to be based off of health sciences, I was very excited to join the Health Science Academy. So at the end of my freshman year, I applied to the Health Science Academy, and that was my first interview ever. I had never interviewed before, so that was definitely a life skill that I've been learning, and I'm still learning on the process. And so I remember my first interview, I came in, I was at PE, and I had to tell my instructor at PE that I have an interview right now, and he didn't understand what was happening. And so I was like, I have to be at this interview. He goes, no, you need to be at PE. And then, so I still had to dress up for PE, and finally I was able to get in contact with the principal, and then they had me sent to the office where I would be having my interview, and I showed up in PE clothes, and I felt so embarrassed because I was like, this is an interview. I know my parents don't show up to like interviews in PE uniforms, so but it was a great experience, and that was my first experience ever in an interview. And it's actually a really important experience because some of my fellow classmates in the university had never even interviewed before because they were prior military. They never interviewed in the military, and the interview for their current position as I graduated from Cal State Channel Islands in nursing. So they're going into the career field and going to go to nursing. This was going to be their first interview ever. And so I've actually had the opportunity since high school to start interviewing. So I've actually gained skills since then. So when I entered into the Health Science Academy, it was great fundamental classes that I took that really helped solidify my education in college. So in Health Science Academy, I took courses in anatomy and physiology, chemistry. Our English courses, we read lots of books, and I never understood how, like, when professors would be like, you're gonna have so much more reading in college, you have no idea. Like, this is super easy. I was like, no, you're lying. I was just like all the other students in here in high school be like, no, you're lying. When I got to college, I realized how correct they were about how much reading I would have, especially being in nursing and having my first test on 15 chapters. And I was like, oh my goodness, I've never had this experience before. So it was a great learning experience, and they were right, and I've learned that since Health Science Academy, how important that is. So even the things I've learned in my classes in Health Science Academy, I took with me into college. My chemistry class, we got charts and stuff. I took that with me into my first chemistry class in college, and I used those charts, and they were so important because I learned mnemonics there that I hadn't learned, that teachers weren't teaching me in the university level, and I was able to help apply that to the information learned in the college level, and I was able to pass the course with a great grade and end up into the nursing program. So just like the Health Science Academy, I had to also apply to the nursing program at Cal State Channel Islands. And at Cal State Channel Islands, I got in my second year after doing my prerequisite courses my first year. And the course at Channel Islands is also a 3-year program, just like the Health Science Academy. It's a 3-year program, and I was with the same 30 students for 3 years. And so that's how it was really important that I had that experience in high school, because then it was really easier to transition into the college life and then to the college nursing program, because a lot of nursing programs are structured that way, where it's the same cohort of kids going through structured classes together and then graduating together. And I think the most important thing I learned from the Health Science Academy was to support my fellow classmates. not all of us have gone on to go to college since my original cohort in 2009. But when I got to the university level and I was in my cohort of nursing, I knew I wanted to make sure that all of us graduated together, that we were all entering the nursing workforce together. And so it was really important that I supported everyone, made sure that there was mentorships and within the program. And so I became the president of our National Student Nurses Association at Cal State Channel Islands. And I made sure that we created internships that were helpful so that younger nursing students could follow us, and students who were not yet into the nursing program could start to follow what the nursing students are doing and how they can get into the workforce. So that was really important, and a skill I learned within the Health Science Academy, because I wouldn't have been able to think of ideas on how to do that without being in the Health Science Academy. In the Health Science Academy, I also learned basic clinical skills that I hadn't yet known. No one else had known prior going to the nursing program. I learned CPR. I learned my vitals, so they're taking blood pressure, taking person's temperature. All those simple skills that other students hadn't learned, I had learned in the Health Science Academy, and that was very important to me going into the nursing program. Also, after graduating from Cal State Channel Islands, I realized how important it was for me to use the skills, my interview skills that I learned in going through the Health Science Academy. And then I got to apply to a nursing pipeline program, and I had to interview through that as well. So those interview skills I got to use applying to positions outside of the school. And so when I applied to Dignity Health, St. John's Regional Medical Center in Oxnard, and I actually had interned with them when I was in high school. So it was a great opportunity to see how the skills I learned in high school developed me into where I am today. And I got the position at St. John's Regional Medical Center, and I'm a registered nurse there in their new grad residency program. And I think it's a great opportunity that these students get to see how I have developed from where I was in their position to where I am now. So it's been a great.
So sometimes it's really nerve-wracking to stand in front of a large group and speak in public. And after hearing your speech, we are extremely proud of you and for all of the things that you're doing moving forward and paying it back. So we'd like to present you with this certificate.
Thank you.
So thanks so much. Wow, she's awesome, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So right now, what I'd like to do is recognize some of our partners who have been alongside of the Oxnard Union High School District and supporting us already with this linked learning model. And so first of all, we'd like to acknowledge Oxnard College and the Ventura County Community College District. The Oxnard College STEM grant projects have specifically enhanced the STEM pipeline with the district. And all of the projects integrate and link education, community, and industry resources. And some of these are collaborative project-based learning activities between the high school district and Oxnard College, including tutoring, summer bridge programs, and funding for a college and career planning software program. So we appreciate the strong support from the district and look forward to a long-lasting partnership. So please help me welcome Dr. Cynthia Herrera, the director of the STEM program. And if any of the trustees would like to come forward too, we'd like to have you come.
Thank you.
Next, Dignity Health St. John's Hospital has been a strong supporter of the district as well, and it has afforded our students an expanded volunteer experience, allowing them access to areas of the hospital and specific shifts that are generally outside of the limits of their normal ordinary volunteers. And we appreciate this work-based learning opportunity in our community for our students. And unfortunately, Sharon Jones was going to be here this morning, but she caught a cold while she was back east. So we're going to accept it in her honor. So thank you.
So Maria Calderas and Kristen March, if you're here, if you just start making your way up. Alcoa Foundation and Alcoa Fastening Systems has selected Oxnard as one of the 3 pilot locations nationally where their employees and plants are being strongly encouraged to participate with schools and students to develop Alcoa's future employees. We want to acknowledge and appreciate Alcoa's donation of $22,000 to support the purchase of classroom laptops for the Merit Academy right here at Rio Mesa. So Maria, thank you so much. SunPower has generously contributed $30,000 to support the Oxnard Union High School District with the Link Learning Model. And we appreciate the strong corporate responsibility of SunPower and want to acknowledge their commitment to our students. So if Bobby Ram, I didn't see you, are you here? Oh, come on up, Bobby. Thank you so much. He's the managing director of SunPower. And lastly, today, we want to acknowledge the Gene Haas Foundation and Haas Automation. They are great partners for the Oxnard Union High School District. They have donated a CNC machine, which we made that little gift on the machine from the classroom, and other supportive pieces of equipment, which take the Merit Academy here at Rio Mesa, a great example of business and education working together to improve our workforce. We appreciate your strong commitment to our community. This is Kathy Lohman. She's the Foundation Director of the Gene Haas Foundation. Kathy.
Thank you very much. And I'm the director of the Gene Haas Foundation, and we have representatives here from Haas Automation too. And we support everything that we've heard today. You know, we're focused on manufacturing, but we need a manufacturing workforce in this country today and in California today. And because of that, Haas Automation has entrusted a milling machine, which you guys will see later when you do a tour of the manufacturing shop. And then we also are giving you a check today for scholarships for the students. So they have the opportunity to continue their education.
I did. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to the Gene Haas Foundation. So I got the real check here, so.
This one's bigger.
Yeah, good luck on cashing that one. Okay, thank you very much. You saw, I passed it off. So let's talk about next steps, about why are you here today and how you can get involved with the Link Learning Model for the Oxnard Union High School District. So what's important to you as business people in connecting? The difference here with this model is that business is talking to education. It's not the other way around. There's going to be an open dialogue where business is going to have the input to what's being designed in the classroom, how that impacts the business community, and how that impacts you as your future workers. So you have the opportunity to develop what the future workforce is going to look like and provide that bridge to the education community and grow your own local talent right here in Oxnard. So it's a really great opportunity for us to do that. We've talked about work-based learning, and what really is that? That could be job shadowing. It could be having a tour at your work site so everybody can come and see what you do. Perhaps you want to present at a career fair or have a job shadow or work together with a student to provide that interview so when they do go out for their first job, they know and they're prepared what to expect during that time. Also, we're looking for ways for you to connect to bring that student into your business, provide that internship as they're working through their process. So when you checked in today, you all received a flyer. Looks kind of like this. You can't read that. It looks like this. And this is the opportunity for you to look through these places and check what you might be able to do or want to do to connect with this high school district and your business and put it on there. If it's not listed here, just write it in and fill the information out and we'll get in touch with you so we can connect you, so we can build together our strong workforce here. So lots of ways to do that, to connect together. So first of all, we want to thank you all for being here today. If you have time to stay and want to go out into the rain, which we ordered up just for this morning, we are taking two tours tours of two academies here on campus. The first one is a culinary, and the second one is the manufacturing academy that they're both located here. So if you're able to do that, one tour goes out this door, one goes out the other door, and you'll be able to see both of them if you'd like to. So. Oh yeah, so sugar melts in the rain, so you don't have to go out in the rain. It's a covered path, so you can stay dry the whole way. So we invite you to stay, to take a tour of the academy, and become involved. Just step forward, fill out the information, and become involved. And we want to thank our State Superintendent, Tom Torlakson, for being here today. Thank you, sir. And we thank you for being here this morning, and we look forward to collaborating with all of you. Thank you so much.
Getting close to the limit.